Hey guys, Mr. Raynerd here. Today I want to talk about fractions and decimals. Fraction being a part of a whole number of pieces, and a decimal being the same concept but numerically based on our base 10 number system with place values. And to find a decimal from a fraction, you simply divide. So I'm going to show you how to do that and go over the place value real quick. So of course this is a place value chart, and for decimals we're going to focus on all of these under here. These are the decimal place values. The decimal point right here is always going to be to the right of the ones place. So whatever your number is, however many digits, this one happens to have 7 whole number digits. The decimal will always be to the right of the ones place. So this 5 is only worth 5. But this 6, because it's in the tens place, is worth 60, or 6 tens. And this 3 in the hundreds place is worth 300, so on and so forth. And you guys probably remember that with value of digits in place values. The decimal should always be to the right of the ones place. So this 5 is just worth 5. Now this 1 is worth 1/10. And that sounds just like a fraction, and it is. That could be written like this, 1/10. So you can see that these two would be the fraction to decimal if there was nothing else after it. But there's a 4 here. All right, so just the 4 is worth 4 hundredths. But the 1 and the 4 together is 14 hundredths. And that would make sense because if you take 10 away from it, you end up with a 1/10 and then 4 leftover hundredths. And we're probably just going to stick with those for right now. You know, we can continue on with the thousandths and the 10,000ths place, but for right now I just want to focus on those. So coming back to the example we have here, 1/2 is a fraction, so that can be of course drawn as a circle cut into 2 pieces, and you have one of them. So again, this circle could be anything. This could be a piece of pie, a pizza. It can be a set of items. You know, if I have 2 buffaloes and only one of them is male, I have half males. So fractions are pretty open-ended to what they could represent depending on how you, what your model is or what you're talking about. Now decimals are all based on the same number system, so they all have the same value no matter what size you're talking about, but half is half and 0.5 is 0.5. And to find the decimal from the fraction, you just do 1 divided by 2. So you can remember that as numerator divided by denominator, okay? Because the numerator is the top number, or the part. So another way is to do part divided by whole. These are different ways to remember how to find decimals from fractions. So I'm just going to leave that and this down here, but let's go ahead and go through 1 divided by 2 and see if we get 0.5. So we put the 1 inside the 2, and 2 cannot go into 1 at all. So remember, the first problem is 1 divided by 2, and 2 cannot go into 1 at all, so we have to put a 0, and this represents a 0 in the ones place, because this 2 is 2 ones and this 1 is 1 1. Therefore, we can go ahead and multiply and get 0 times 2 is 0, and then we can subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. But now what? We're still in the same boat. So what we have to do is we have to add a decimal point to the right of the ones place, which means we're going to add a decimal point to the right of the ones place up top and kind of extend our line a little bit. At this point, we're now going to add some place values. And so this 0 would be 0/10, and we'll just start there, but you can add more zeros. And as you keep going, you'll see. So let's bring down the 0, and now we have 10. Okay, so now we're looking at how many 2's go into 10, or what is 10 divided by 2? Well, we all know that one. That's right. 5. And of course that's going to be 10 and leave us 0, so we don't have any remainders, and we're done. From here on out it's all going to be zeros. And so we can see that if I take part divided by whole, or numerator divided by denominator, in this case 1 divided by 2, we will get our decimal. So on the flip side, what if we want to go from decimal to fraction? And we've given this, well, all we have to do is remember our place value chart. And so 7 and 5, the 7 is in the tenths place, the 5 is in the hundredths place, and so I could say that this is 7 tenths and 5 hundredths, or 75 hundredths. And so the last digit I say in a decimal is the last place value I say. And so 75, 5 was the last thing I said, and 5 is in the hundredths place. So I will say 75 hundredths. And I just want to write that out as 75 hundredths. I'm going to change that color. There we go. And now all I want to do is reduce it to simplest form. So when we reduce to simplest form, if you remember that, simplest form is what we want all of our fractions to be in. Simplest form is good and simple. I want to find what I can divide, what is my greatest common factor of both of these numbers of 75 and of 100. And some of you are saying, oh, you can take 5 out of those. That's right. We could start there. 5 would come out of 75 and out of 100 because both numbers end in A5 or a 0. That's very, very good. But I think there's something bigger I can take out of it. Some of you might be thinking, well, hey, this looks like 3/4, and this would be 4/4, because 3/4 is 75 cents, 4/4 is $1, which means a quarter, or 25, could go into each of those, and that is correct. I'm going to divide each of them by 25. And so if I take out my quarters and figure that out, how many 25s go into 75? 3. Right? And then how many quarters go into 100? 4. So my fraction is 3/4, and my decimal would therefore be 0.75 or 75 hundredths. So let's prove it by dividing and doing the numerator divided by denominator, or part divided by whole situation. So it would be 3 divided by 4. We'll just do it right here. 3 divided by 4. So 4 can't go into 3. That's going to give me a 0, which of course leaves me 0 here and my 3. So we know that's going to happen. So now we add our decimals. And for the fun of it, I'm going to add 2 decimal place values, which means I also have to add my decimal up here. And so now I can bring down my first 0, and I have 30. How many 4s can go into 30? That's right, 7. 7 times 4 is 28, and I can't put any more 4s into there. So we're going to subtract and get 2. And that means I can now bring down my final 0, or, well, it ends up being my final 0. Sometimes you have to keep going, but in this case, it's going to stop. 4 can go into 20 an equal amount of times, and it's 5, which is 20, and that's going to leave me 0, and therefore I'm done. And so we see multiple ways how it does work out. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, we can move from fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. Remember, the fraction should always be in simplest form. And to find fractions from decimals, all we have to do is write it out of hundredths, or if there's only a tenths place, out of tenths. And then we find the simplest form. To find a decimal from a fraction, we just divide the numerator by the denominator, or part divided by whole. In this case, it was 3 divided by 4. Hope this helps. Make sure to memorize this. We should know this. This is extremely important. Okay, bye.